Hi guys, today we are going to discuss Cambridge Assessment International Education Science for Stage 9 or Year 9, Paper 1 is from the past paper 2022, Cambridge Lower Secondary Progression Test. So the duration for this paper is 45 minutes. The total mark is 50 and let's scroll all over the question. If you would like to take a screenshot and pause this video for practice, this is question number 1A and B. And then next is question number 2. Let's move on to question number 3A and 3B, and let's move on to 3D and C, 3B, C, D. Next is question number 4. This is question number 4, 4A. And then this is still part of number 4A. And let's move on to question number 4B, part 1 and 2. And then this is question number 5. This is 5A. And then 5B, 5A and B. Next is question number 6, A and B. Next is question number 7, A, B, 7, C, and followed by question number 8. And then now is question number 9, A and 9B, part 1 and 2, followed by question number 10. Question number 10. This is 10A and 10B. Next, we move to question 11, ABC, and followed by question 11A, B, C. This is 11C, and this is 11D, part 1, 2, and part 3. And this is question 12A, part 1 and 2, followed by question 12B, part the diagram and the graph, and part 1 and 2 question till B, and then C, and now question 13, and then 14, A, B, and then 14A, B, A, 14B, and C. And this is the periodic table attached at the end of this paper. So we provided with a periodic table. You like to take a screenshot of the periodic table, and that's it. So you may screenshot and save the file in your computer and pause this video. After that, we can see the discussion together. Let's start the discussion with explanation. Question number 1. Look at the diagram of a plant. It shows the movement of water through the plant. Here, water is lost from leaves by, and then next, water travels upward through what vessels, and water enters the root hair cells by what? Complete the 3 labels on the diagram. So to answer the question, water is lost from the leaf by the process. We call this process as transpiration. So we type the answer, transpiration. Right. Next, water travels upwards through the vessels is xylem vessels. We'll type that down, and to xylems, and water enters the root hair cells by osmosis. So let's type down the answer. Here we go. Xylem vessels. Water travels upwards through xylem vessels, and water enters the root hair cells by osmosis. Well, if you need further explanation about what is transpiration, what is osmosis, and how is xylem vessels look like, you may write down in the comment section in Susanira YouTube channel, and we will reply to you with another video for further explanation. Next, we move to question B. Minerals are dissolved in the water that moves through a plant. Write down the name of the mineral needed to make chlorophyll. So the name of the mineral is magnesium, is the element that causes chlorophyll has its green color. So the answer for this will be magnesium. Here we go, we type down the answer. Next we move to question 2. Question 2, look at the diagrams. It shows part of the periodic table and write down the chemical symbol for the element which has the electronic structures of 2, 8 and 4. 2, 8 and 4. What is that? So this is 2, 1, 2, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is for the 8. The 2 is this one, and the 4 will be 1, 2, 3, 4. It will be silicon in here. Write down the chemical symbol for an element in the same group as Be. Same group is one group is vertical. Be in the group is here, so we just write either magnesium or calcium. We'll write down in the answer slot. So the answer for this is silicon, and this is magnesium or calcium. Next, question C. Hydrogen and oxygen react together to make molecules of water. Write down the type of bonding in a water molecule. So if we see from this diagram between hydrogen, 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen, they bind chemically, and it's called covalent bond. Why is it called covalent bond? Because pairs of electrons are being used together. So this is the pair of electron, this one and this one. 1 electron from hydrogen and 1 electron from oxygen is used to make covalent bond. So 1 electron from oxygen and 1 electron from hydrogen. So pair of electron that use together, share together to form a bond, we call that as covalent bond. As a result of that, then all element has perfect electronic configuration with H is 2 and O become in this outer shell become 2, 4, 6, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is covalent bond, the answer. So we answer covalent bond. Alright, next number. Here we go, number 3. Angelique investigates for sounds A, B, C, D using an oscilloscope. Look at her oscilloscope traces. Circle the loudest sound, loud connect with amplitude. So if we see the amplitude is from the middle line, it goes to the crest. We see that this is the highest, and we make this middle line. This is the amplitude. This is the amplitude from here to here. And this is the amplitude for the D. So we can see that the greatest amplitude is this one, since it's 2 interval. See that this amplitude is 2 interval, 2 units, and the other, this is only 1.5 unit. This is only 1 unit. This is only half unit. So the answer for this will be B. Next, which of these will make sound louder? Increasing the frequency, decreasing frequency, increasing amplitude will make the sound louder. Question C. Circle the sound with highest pitch. Highest pitch will be, we see from here, highest pitch is related to frequency. The one that has highest frequency is the one that where the wavelength is the shortest. So you can see that this is here, this is here the wavelength, this is here the longest, and this is here. So we can see that this is the shortest wavelength, and the wave looks so packed. So this is the highest frequency, so it will be D, highest pitch. Next we move on to question D. Which of these increases the pitch of the sound? So sound related to frequency, so we have to increase the frequency. Let's move on to next, number 4. Question 4. This question is about stars and star systems. Stars can be classified according to their properties. Look at the table of the properties of some stars. Different type of star: A, B, O, F, G, K, M, and their respective color, average mass compared to Sun, and average radius compared to Sun, and average luminosity compared to Sun. So the question is, Rigel is a star with mass 18 times that of the Sun, luminosity 66,000 times that of the Sun. Write down the star type and the color of Rigel. So we keep this 18 times the mass and luminosity 66,000. So we see from here 66,000 and the mass is 18 times. So the color must be blue. Star type of B. Let's type down the answer. So this is our answer. Type blue, star type blue, and color blue. Next, question B. Scientists have developed a model to explain how star systems form. Cloud of dust and gas collapse due to gravity. Most of the mass collect in the center, forming a star. The rest of the mass forms a flattened disk. Planets and other objects are formed from this mass. Collisions occur between planets and other objects in the star system. Question B, part 1. Write down the name given to clouds of dust and gas that collapse due to gravity. Well, this is the pictures of what we call as nebula. This is clouds of gas and dust that collapse due to gravity. This is nebula. So we type down our answer is nebula. This is a plural form. Singular will be nebula without E. Right, next we move to question B, part 2. Charon is a satellite moon of the dwarf planet Pluto. Use the model to suggest how Charon may have been formed. So this is the pictures of Pluto, and this is an object that hit Pluto, and Pluto break apart, and the debris due to the gravity move around and they solidified, become the axis Pluto and Charon. So let's draw the diagram. So we type a model. So this is Pluto and hit by an object, and Pluto break apart, and then it formed debris ring that move around, and after that it formed Pluto and Charon, moon of Pluto. So this is the diagram, and we write down Pluto might have been hit long ago by an object in a collision that create planets, moons, Charon. After being hit by the object, parts of Pluto and parts of the object break up and produce debris ring here that combine to form Charon under its gravitational attraction. So the debris combine to form Charon. Right, let's move on to the next question. Question 5. Pierre investigates photosynthesis. Look at the leaf. It has some areas that are green and other area that white here. Pierre put a small strip of black paper across part of the leaf. Puts the leaf under a light source for 24 hours. So this is green area, white area, and 1, 2, 3, 4 is the test area. This is the light. Pierre then cuts out the 4 different parts, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the leaf, label 1, 2, 3, 4. Add these parts to separate test tube. Here, add this part to separate test tube containing a small volume of ethanol. Use each test tube to remove any green color from the leaf part. Test parts 1, 2, 3, 4 for starch with iodine solution. Ethanol is a flammable liquid. Describe how Pierre safely heats each test tube containing ethanol. For flammable means we have to avoid fire, so we can heat up with water bath. So we type down our answer. So heat test tubes in a water bath and not directly with flame. That will be our answer for question A. Question B, when starch is present, iodine turns black. Look at the results, part 1, 2, 3, 4. Starch is made after photosynthesis happens. Explain how the results show that both light and chlorophyll must be present for photosynthesis. Light. So we see that the test positive for starch is only number 2. So where is number 2 is in here, where there is a green area, I mean there's chlorophyll and it is exposed to light. Number 1 and 4 area is covered by, with black paper. It means they are not exposed to light. So that's why they don't have starch when tested. Number 3 is it's exposed to the light, but it's white area. So white area doesn't contain chlorophyll. It means for number 3 there is no starch due to no chlorophyll. For number 1 and 4 is due to no light for number 1, and number 4 is due to both no light and no chlorophyll. But for number 2 the starch is positive because there is chlorophyll, it's green and it's exposed to light. So to do photosynthesis, plant need both. Let's type down our answer. So for light, test tube 1, leaf contain chlorophyll, but it is covered with black paper. The leaf is not getting light, so no starch is present. For chlorophyll, test tube 3, leaf gets sunlight, but it has no chlorophyll since its color is white, so no starch is present. So we answer that. So our answer for question number 5. Let me zoom in. So this is our answer. Let's move on to question 6. Iron is a solid at room temperature. A block of iron has a volume of 40 cm3. Mass of the block is 316 grams. Calculate the density of iron in gram per cm3. Density of iron. So we have the formula to count density. We draw in a triangle. The mass is density times volume. In here volume is 40. And the mass is 316 grams. So to count the density, we just have to divide, because mass is at the top, divided by volume. So 316 divided by 40, and we count 7.9 gram per cm3. That will be our answer. Next question 6b. Hydrogen is a gas at room temperature. Describe how the density of hydrogen compares to the density of iron. Well, since hydrogen is a gas, the particles between molecules of gas is further apart, so the density of hydrogen is much smaller than iron, since hydrogen is a gas and the distance between gas particles is much greater compared to solid particles. So this is the pictures of how solid particles are arranged and gas particles are arranged, and this picture is clear that solid is much higher density compared to hydrogen gas. So that will be our answer. Next question. Question 7. Carlos heats water in a cooking pan. This is a cooking pan. This is the heat source. This is the water and the handle. Write down the name of the thermal energy transfer process shown by arrows on the diagram here. So this will be a convection current in the water because water is being heated up. As we can see in the diagram, there are three types of energy transfer by conduction is through the metal. Convection is the convection in the water that being heated up and there's radiation. So the one that happens in water is convection. And convection is movement of particles away from a heat source to form currents. So that will be the answer for that. Or conduction is from one solid to another. So we type down convection. Next, Carlos puts a lid on his cooking pan. The water in the cooking pan heats up faster. Explain why. Well, we can write down a lid reduces heat loss from hot water to the air. So that's the reason it heats up faster. So the heat loss is reduced. Question C. Some pans have steel handles, other pans have wooden handles. Which material, steel or wood, is best for making the handles of pans? So it will be the one that is a good insulator. Wood is a good insulator, so our answer will be wooden handle because wood is a good insulator, so we don't feel the heat when we hold the handles. So we type down our answer, wood. Wood is a good insulator, so the handles will not be hot. Steel is a good conductor. Steel handles will conduct heat. Now we are in question 8. Scientists believe a collision between the Earth and a huge asteroid happened million years ago. They think that large cloud of dust blocked the light of the sun many years. Scientists believe that this caused the extinction of the dinosaurs. There's 3 reasons why this collision caused the extinction of the dinosaurs. So the statement is clear. Large cloud of dust blocked the light of the sun for many years. So what happened if no light of sun for many years? Let's type down our answer. So first, plant could not do photosynthesis since there's no light. So many plants extinct. All dinosaurs that ate plants died. Many animals that eat plants also extinct since there's no source of food. So since there's no source of food, all dinosaurs that eat other animals died. So all dinosaurs that ate other animals died. Number 3, extreme change of temperature caused by no sunlight. Many dinosaurs couldn't survive and become extinct. So that is the 3 reasons that we give. However, if you have any other possible answer, you may write down in the comment section in Susan Hero YouTube channel if you need to clarify your answer. Question 9. This question is about inheritance and variations. A. In humans, sex is determined by a pair of sex chromosomes. There are 2 different sex chromosomes, X and Y. Complete the diagram to show how these 2 chromosomes are inherited in humans. Father has chromosome XY and mother or female has XX. Father will have sex chromosomes XY, and in the sperm it contains XY. In the egg cell it contains XX. So then we separate them, X and then Y here, X and X. Now each of the chromosomes now pair up. So this X, X, and so we fill up here Y, and this is X, and then X. Go to here, and it pairs up with this one, XX, and this is also XX, and Y go to here, and Y go to here, and pair up with the X go to here, and this one Y and the X from here go to here. So we have X, 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 Y, X, Y. This will be female offspring, this will be male offspring. Next, human and rabbits shows variation. Look at the pictures of 3 rabbits. One example of variation is length of leg. Write down one other example of variation seen in these rabbits. So we can see clearly is the size of ears. What's the cause of this variation? So it's due to its gene, so genetic variation. So each rabbit inherit gene from their parents. So some are like this, some is bigger size and standing, some is small size. Next, question 10. This investigates the displacement reaction of 4 metals. Metals are copper, magnesium, zinc, and iron. She puts the metals into solution of metal salts and identify if there's a reaction. Look at her table of results. Tick, it means reaction. Cross, it means no reaction. So let's fill the answer slot. You see metal here, copper, magnesium, zinc, iron, and this is the solution. And write down the order of reactivity of these 4 metals. The most reactive will be the one with all tick. These are 3 ticks. And this one will be followed by 2 ticks. 2 ticks will be this one and this one. So followed by zinc. The first will be magnesium because 3 tick. And the last will be iron on the 1 tick. So this is number 1, this is number 2, this is number 3. And the last is all crossed, it means number 4 is the least reactive. What is the reason that we choose 1 as the most reactive one? It means magnesium metal can displace copper sulfate from its solution. So magnesium is more reactive compared to copper sulfate. And also magnesium can displace zinc from its solution. So it means magnesium is more reactive compared to zinc. And also magnesium can displace iron from its solution. It means magnesium is more reactive than iron. So the reaction will be, if we explain in here, will be magnesium plus, if we use copper sulfate, it will displace copper from its solution. Now magnesium will pair up with sulfate. So that's what happens. So let's type down the answer. There we go. This is our answer. Magnesium, zinc, iron, and copper. Question B. Complete the word equation for the reaction between zinc and copper sulfate. So zinc and copper sulfate. You see from the table, zinc and copper sulfate, the reaction. So what will happen is the zinc will displace copper and become zinc sulfate, and copper will be alone. So we type down our answer. So zinc, sulfate, and copper. Next, question 11. Look at the circuit diagram here. Which electrical component is shown by E, and which electrical component is shown by F? Let's type down. So E will be the bulb, F will be the switch. So this is our answer. Next, question C. The current in the circuit is 0.5 amp. The voltage is 12 volt. Calculate the resistance of the component. So resistance, we have the formula. Voltage equals to current times the resistance. So now if we have to find the resistance, the voltage is 12 given here, and the current is 0.5 amp. So then we divide the resistance is voltage over amp. So it's equals to 24 ohm. That will be our answer. Here we go, 24 ohm. Question D. Electrical circuits can be modeled using water flowing through pipes. Look at the diagram. The arrow shows the direction of the water flow here. This is narrow piping, pump, piping, and water. Water is pumped around the piping. Which part of the electrical circuit is modeled by the pump? The pump is the one that gives pressure and all the water will flow through the circuit. And here the pump acts like a battery that move the water and move the current all over the circuit. Next, which part of an electrical circuit is modeled by narrow pipe? Well, we see the narrow pipe, it means less water flow, it means less current flow. Less current flow is due to a resistance, so there's a resistor here, we check on a resistor will be the answer for part 2. Next, complete the sentence. Choose from the list current, power, resistance, voltage. The flow of water models the current in an electrical circuit, so it will be current. That will be our answer here. Next, question 12. The question is about carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Look at the diagram of carbon cycle here. Write down the name of process Y. So Y will be from carbohydrates in plants and become carbohydrates in animal. It means animal eat the plant, so carbon move from plants to animals. So the process will be called eating. Next, write down the name of the gas needed for process Z. Process Z here is from carbohydrate in animals through the process of Z is converted into carbon dioxide in atmosphere. I mean, this is a process of respiration. So the name of gas needed for respiration is oxygen. If we can see the respiration equation where glucose plus oxygen will produce carbon dioxide into the air. So here we go. Next, let's move on to question B. Look at the graph. It shows the carbon dioxide concentration in the atmosphere during the last 40,000 years. Okay. Now, this is in ppm, part per million. Look at the carbon dioxide concentration in the atmosphere between 40,000 years and 4,000 years before present days. So 4,000 years before present day is here. This is 4,000 years somewhere here. 4,000 years. Somewhere here. This is 4,000 years before present days. Next. Describe how the carbon dioxide concentration in the atmosphere changes during these years. So we see that from here it declined to a minimum peak and then rise again in a higher rate. The carbon dioxide concentration increase in higher rate. Okay, so let's type down the answer for that. So we answered the concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere decreases from we see this one is 200 and see this one is around 235 to the lowest peak is around 195 in the year 40,000 to 20,000 before present days. After that it keeps increasing to almost 300 ppm till 4,000 years before present days. That will be our answer here. Right, next question. The carbon dioxide concentration in the air during the last 4,000 shown on the graph. Draw a line on the graph to show the carbon dioxide concentration from 4,000 years ago to present day. So we got to continue the line. So because it keep increasing, we just make it go up to reach 400 ppm. Will be our answer for next. Question C. Carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere are linked to increases in global temperature. One other effect that the predicted carbon dioxide concentration might have in the future. So carbon dioxide increase the global temperature and it create extreme weather. That will be one possible answer. Let's move on to next. Question 13. Ahmed makes some copper sulfate crystals. So he adds an excess of copper oxide solid to warm dilute sulfuric acid in a beaker. Yeah. After the reaction, the beaker contains copper sulfate solution and the excess of copper oxide. Copper oxide is insoluble in water. Describe how Ahmed makes copper sulfate crystal from the content of the beaker. So it has the mixture of copper sulfate solution and copper oxide. First, the solid need to be separated from the solution. Then this is insoluble, so we can use filtration. So first we do filtration to separate the solid from the solution. So copper sulfate solution will pass through the filter and copper oxide will be retained by the filter paper. Next. And then after that, the copper sulfate solution can be put in the evaporating dish and heat it up to evaporate most of the water and little bit left. And after that, we can put in the dish and dry it, evaporate. It will the crystals copper sulfate will appear and its colors is blue. So let us type down the steps. So first we filter the contents of the beakers to separate excess copper oxide from copper sulfate solution. Then we heat the copper sulfate solution to evaporate half of the water. Now pour the remaining solution into a watch glass and leave it to allow all water to evaporate until we can observe copper sulfate crystal appear on it. So there will be the 3 steps process. This is the answer. Next question 14. Look at the information with some one element. Gabriel made some prediction about rubidium. Rubidium is below potassium. In the periodic table, predict the number of electrons in the outer shell of an atom of rubidium. Since it's all in group 1, so we can see that it has 1 electron in its outer shell. So the same will apply to rubidium. Number of electrons in the outer shell will be 1. So the answer will be 1. Next, predict the melting point of rubidium. We see that lithium is 181. Sodium is 98, so it's getting smaller. So I mean this will be the smallest. See the difference in 180 to 100 is around minus 80. This one is around 160 minus 40. So see the trend. So we try to minus this with 20. So 64 minus 20 is around 44. So we predict that it will be 44. Let's check out the exact boiling point, melting point of rubidium. If we got the exact melting point of rubidium is around 40. So our prediction will be correct, 44. As long as it makes sense below 64, it should be correct. Next, predict how the reactivity of rubidium compares to lithium, sodium, and potassium. So as we see that as we go down the group, the radius is increasing, means it is more easily to release 1 electron when its radius is greater. So rubidium must be more reactive. So we can see it here that the reactivity increases as we go down the group. So rubidium is more reactive compared to all the 3 others. That will be our answer, more reactive compared to lithium, sodium, and potassium. Alright, next, this is our last question, question 14. This is the periodic table. So now we will scroll all over the question from the first one to the last. We may take a screenshot of the answer. 2. It's question number 1. Next is question number 1A and 1B. And question number 2A and B. Question number 2A, B, C. Next is question 3A, 3B, and 3C. followed by 3D. Next is question 4, and this is the answer, followed by 4B, part 2. This is 4B part 2. Next is question 5. This is 5A and 5A. This is 5B. Next is question 6B. Now this is question 7A, and C. Next is question 8, followed by question 9, and 9B. And this is question number 10, 10A, 10B, and 11AB, 11C, and then 11D, and followed by question 12, 12A.1 and 2, and question B, and B part 1, part 2, and question C. Next is question 13, and then followed by question 14A, 14B, and 14C. So that's all for today. So today we have discussed science progression test with the past paper code S/S9/01. This past paper 2022, paper 1 and question with answer for lower secondary stage 9. Check link in the description. Click this button at the right bottom corner of this video if you open through SUNTER YouTube channel for other useful videos. Don't forget to ring the bell so you'll be first to be notified when we release our latest news updates. Subscribe is free, like and share is free. Please do so, it will help us and support us to make new videos like this. So if you have any question, please feel free to write in the comment section. So today's discussion is conducted by Study with Tuition Online. We cater for this subject and all this program. Please email us if you have any unsolved past paper, or if you are interested to join one-to-one tuition with us with affordable price. We'll be online. Check link in the description. Don't forget. You will not miss any useful links if you check out the description section. Once again, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell. We hope today's discussion will be helpful to you. And see you in the next video. Bye bye and God bless you.